Okay, tomorrow is the kiddo's last day of school before summer break. And because I respect his desire not to go thrifting, I decided to do one last hurrah of, today I went to the faraway thrift store, I went to Target, I went to the salvage store, I went to the nearby thrift store, and I found nothing. Well, I did find some clothes for the kiddo, some shoes for next year, and me in complete denial of the fact that it is 90 degrees south summertime outside. I got this for me for 99 cents. See, it has pumpkins on it, because I'm ready for Halloween again. And I really don't have a lot to share in this video. I did get that pattern finished. The pattern for the dresses like this with the gathered top and the flared skirt in multiple pieces. And this is on my Flickr. I will put a link below. And I, as usual with my patterns that I share, I'm not sure if my instructions are any good at all, but I do plan to make a video of me sewing this. I think I mentioned this last week. I've tried to make videos of me sewing stuff before, and I had the idea that I would record it just with ambient noise in the room, wipe all that sound out and do a voiceover, and it didn't work. For some reason I can sit here and I can talk to the video camera for, you know, half an hour with no problem, but put the microphone in my hand when I'm trying to do a voiceover and something about, I don't even know what it is, something about the way I talk changes and my throat starts to hurt after 5 minutes. I don't know what I'm doing differently, but I'm doing it differently and I gotta stop it. So I would like to record me sewing and talking through what I'm doing as I'm sewing. The child will be home after tomorrow, so I will face the choice of either doing it with the door closed, which just makes the acoustics in here a little annoying, or there's also the possibility of him knocking on the door and saying stuff like, you know, the cat puked, or the cat knocked my hot dog, or the cat stole my hot dog. I get that a lot too, and you know, I would be interrupted. So I might make that video soon and see what the interruptions happen, or I might wait until he goes back to school, which will be here before we know it. But I do intend to make a video showing me sewing this, and I still want to make one showing me sewing the jumpsuit. I will do it talking as I'm sewing this time. And I still have actually moved them into this bag that I made randomly. I have so many patterns that I want to get prepared to share. Like someone asked me if I would share the witch hats, and I used to say no because I was selling them, but since I have parted ways with Etsy, I do want to get my witch hat pattern shared. I want to get a skirt like this for Kirby's shared. Let's see, and Simple Bloomers. I want to get bias swirl skirt, because that's really just one pattern piece repeated 6 to 8 times, but I want to get that finalized and shared. Let's see, what is this? I have stuff taped to other stuff of stuff that I tried to work out. So yeah, I have this full of things that I would like to share. Oh yeah, I forgot I was going to share the, oh she's not even wearing anymore, that jumpsuit, cat suit that I'd made for Space Princess PJ. And this old coat pattern that I've been using for 20 years, and what was this? Oh, okay, that's that. I like made a really fast improvised version of this for that my scene a few weeks ago, and since I actually drew up the pattern pieces, it's like, well, I might as well share that. So, and I'm sure I will come up with others ideas, because most of these I already had the idea to share them. I was actually getting ready to start working on this skirt when, for whatever reason, getting this pattern down took over. So I will never run out of ideas to share for doll clothes patterns. I just will get distracted and not get around to showing them fast. And I did sew last weekend, but not a stitch of doll stuff. I sewed some cloth that Susan had sent. It was Star Wars print for the kiddo, but he has decided that he really doesn't care about Star Wars at all. A little bit BB-8, like 1% he would say. A little bit Lego Star Wars, like we in this house love the Freemaker Adventures, so he cares about that. But beyond that, he doesn't really care about Star Wars. So I used that Star Wars print to make a pair of pajama shorts for me. And then I made these shorts for him. Now initially when I made them, this wasn't on there. And he actually looked offended when I showed these to him, but his dad questioned it's because he thought that this side was just too plain. So all of us working together came up with the idea of putting these appliques on here. He says he will not wear these to school, but over the summer, like if we go do our shopping days and stuff, then he will wear them. I know him, it's going to be hard to get him out of pajamas over the summer, so that's nice. He did say he would have liked it if it had all been this one or this one, but I didn't have enough of either. This is Susan cloth, and this is thrift grab bag cloth, and I had really just enough of each to make this. And also this is what I used to make the Fresh Doll jeans with Queen of Squids pattern. Now, the reason for the triangles is because I also made this for the kiddo, because he thinks Illuminati stuff is hilarious. And I've been saying for a while I would make him this plushie, Illuminati plushie. And as you can see, I eyeballed the placement of the eye, so it's not centered and it's not straight, but it's done. And I did do some tiny amount of doll things. I finally got the faux fur hair sewn on and a face painted onto this body and head that I airbrushed quite a while ago. It is a Steffi sculpt. Free Trade sent me, was a, like the Sports Star Midge, I think that's what it's called. And she was in rough shape, actually, still in the right light. The paint didn't fill in. There's like pock marks and nicks on her face, but you don't generally notice it in pictures. And I did put some iridescent glitter glue on the hair. So I don't know if you can see that those are sparkles and not flakes. They really don't show up terribly well in photographs because, you know, to get the full effect of glitter, you really need movement. And I did super simple stylized paint on her because I always freak out when I'm painting on top of paint, because when I paint a normal face, I do a lot of scraping off with toothpicks and straight pins whenever I make mistakes, like when I painted her face. So basically her eyelashes and eyebrows kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger as I was trying to even things out, but I think in the end she looks okay. And I don't know why I completely forgot to put earrings on her, but she does have earring holes, and I think she's already... I keep forgetting to do John's thing of you put super glue at the top of the neck and around the knees so that it doesn't stick and scrape. But, so she's already sticking and scraping, so she can always have her head at this jaunty angle to hide where the paint has been damaged already. And I thought that would be the only doll thing I would have to show, but then yesterday I decided I needed something else. So I grabbed this vintage knockoff doll head that was on a Project MC2 body. This vintage knockoff doll head originally had like really short white hair that I think would have been really cool, and I would have been willing to restore it and try to get rid of the frizziness, even as short as it was. But there were also, it's obvious it was supposed to be short, but it was also obvious it had been cut in some places. So yesterday I decided, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get her prepared for a rerouting, and I hadn't quite decided if I'm gonna raid the last of my Frankie Stein white hair or if I was going to use some of the purple hair I got from Alex Dalton. And I was just about decided on the purple, so I went ahead and cut all the white hair off and removed the white hair. And I looked at her and I thought, I'm just going to see really fast if I have any small doll wigs that might work with her. And boy did I. This is a mohair wing Amy Moon made for him. I think she made it. She gave it to me years ago. And it matches this eyeshadow really well. And I will say, I had a different head on this Project MC2 body, and when I took that head off, it ripped the neck connector completely apart. So I cut a screw and a bits of neck connector, and as you see, I got it in off-center, but it works. And I really wanted to put this mohair, this particular head on the Project MC Squared body. I never know, is it MC2 or MC Squared? Because the head's neck opening is fairly small, and it lines up really well with the Project MC2 body neck. So that means I don't have to do any dremeling work on the vintage head, which could endanger its ability to go back onto things without Chris's bread tag method. And the other modification I did to this body is the Project MC Squared flat feet. Okay, every Project MC Squared doll I've gotten have been given to me. So the original owners took all their clothes and shoes, or, you know, there's that pair of lower legs that I found in the thrift table. So I've never had any of the shoes that are supposed to go on the flat feet. The high heel feet are the same size as Bratzilla's because it's an MGA doll. These feet are just big. I know I squeezed that pair of old Barbie gymnast flatfoot sandals from the Young Sweethearts Melinda doll onto a pair of these Project MC Square flat feet. And these shoes, even though these are from Teen Skipper, these shoes fit really well on the old flat Barbie gymnast style feet. But I just, since these legs are soft vinyl and the feet aren't that big, I just took a pair of scissors and cut off her toes and cut off the sides of her feet. And yes, this is horrifying, but shh, we won't talk about it. We'll just put on more shoe options than she had naturally. And there you go. Now that is all I have to talk about this week. So it actually is a short video this week. I'm guessing, I'm not looking at the time, but I don't think I've been talking for half an hour. So I'm not sure if I'm going to keep... I'm trying to figure out the balance between sewing human-sized stuff, because I want to do that and that will help me use up all this cloth that I have way too much of, and sewing doll stuff and getting this sewing video done for this style of dress. I'm trying to figure out how to balance things, but I will say over the next 2 months, because I don't have to stop everything to get the kiddo home from school and all that settled in and supervise his homework and everything, in theory I will be more motivated because I can just start and keep going. But we won't know until it happens. Hopefully I have more stuff to show you next week. Thanks for watching.